Preview.
Hi guys, welcome to the new basic learning in the biology section, in which I am going to start the new chapter, that is pollination and fertilization. I request you all, if you have not seen the part 1, or you can say the chapter flower, so I have given the link in the description box. You can go and check it, the part or the chapter flower, so it will be very understandable and easily you can understand the things which I am going to tell you in this particular video. So let's begin with this video. So for the pollination, the proper definition of pollination you can say, or the word you can say, the pollination, how you can define it or how you can understand it. Let's see. Pollination, the common, you can say the common definition of the pollination you have heard before also in the 7th also and 8th also. So the definition will remain the same, and the definition is the process of transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of a flower. You all know this basic definition of pollination. I hope you know this definition. Before also you have heard about this. So the process of transfer of pollen grains from the anther. Anther is the male part. I told you before also in the flower chapter. Male part we called as androecium. And stigma is the female part. And we call the female part as gynoecium. Okay. Of a flower. I repeat again. Pollination is the process of transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of a flower. Suppose this is the flower. Okay, and this is also a flower. So the pollen of the anther to the stigma of the flower. This is the pollen. Suppose this is the anther part and this is the stigma part. So when the pollen transfer from the anther to the stigma of a flower, that we called as a pollination. So pollination, you all know, that is basically of two types, that we called as pollination is of two types. First is self pollination. This we called as the autogamy. Okay, autogamy. And another one is the cross pollination. Okay, this we called as the allogamy. So what is self pollination? Self pollination is the transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of the same flower. Now let's see first part. So let's see self-pollination first. Self-pollination, I told you, I repeat the definition again, that is the transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of a same flower. Same flower. Suppose this is the plant, or you can take the plant only. Okay, don't need to take the flower. Suppose this is the anther part. Okay, and this is the stigma. So when the pollen of that anther, pollen of this anther falls here on the stigma, this we called as the same flower. I am telling you about the same flower. Don't be confused in the different flower also. So this is about the same flower, and this we called as the self pollination. Self-pollination. Now let's see the advantages and disadvantages of this. Before moving to the advantages of self-pollination, I want to clear you that self-pollination is of two types. Okay, self-pollination is of two types, that is autogamy, I have told you, and the second one is geitonogamy. So let's see geitonogamy. In case of pollen from the anther of one flower, anther of one flower pollinates the stigma of another flower but of same plant. This we called as, known as geitonogamy. Geitonogamy. Suppose this is the flower and this is the flower. You can say this plant is 1 and this is plant 2. But the plants are same. Plants are same, but the flowers are different. This is also rose. Plant is same and this is also rose. So suppose this is the male part. Flowers are different, but plant is same. And this is the female. This is the gynoecium, this is the androecium. So when the plant is same and the different flower are there, this is rose and this is also rose. It happens between the same plant. Suppose this is the rose, this is the rose. It should not be this, that this is the rose and this is the flower. Then the pollination will not occur. So this is the male and this is the female. Male part pollen grains falls over the stigma of the another flower of the stigma, but the plant are same, flowers are different. So this we call as the geitonogamy. So now let's see the advantages of the self-pollination. So number one, advantages of self-pollination is parental characteristics. So you can imagine as or you can define, or you can understand it as the characteristics of that parent will pass on to the offspring. This is the parent, and the generation after the generation offspring, the characteristics of this parent will be there in this offspring. Okay. Now the next one is no wastage of pollen grain. In the self-pollination, I told you, self-pollination occurs in the same flower. Suppose this is the flower, here anther is also here and stigma is also here. No need to see this one. This is the anther and this is the stigma. So the pollen falls here only. So no need of wastage of pollen will be there. Okay. Then no need of large and showy flowers. Flowers need not to be very showy and large, because the flowers which are large and showy, they need pollination, or you can say pollinating agent, to attract the pollinating agent towards them so that the pollination can happen easily. Pollination is very important for a flower. Okay. In this self pollination, the flowers do not need to be very showy and large. In some cases, or you can say in cross pollination, you will know that the flowers need to be large and showy because they need the pollinating agent to attract towards them so that the pollination can happen. Suppose this is the flower of female and this is the male. So it will need the female part to happen the pollination. So this is the cross pollination. I will tell you later on. But here, for example, I am telling you. So in this, when the wind blows, the wastage of pollination happens very easily, and it's not important, or you can say it is not suitable for a flower. 50-60 pollen grain will fall down. So the pollination, or you can say the pollen will waste. So it will not help. So in this, the flowers need not to be very large and showy. Then the fourth one is no need of scent. The flowers, they generally do not need the scent. You can say the nectaries also. Okay, nectaries. Because they need the skin to attract the pollinating agent towards them. So in this part, in this self-pollination, they do not need to get these scent or nectaries, and they do not need to be large and showy. Now let's see some disadvantages of this self-pollination. First one is weakening of variety. Okay. Now next one is new varieties. There will be no need of new varieties. No, you cannot say need. There will be no varieties formed. Then third one is weak characteristics passes on. That is, you can take an example. Suppose a person is having diabetes. Okay, so his offspring will also be having the diabetes. The characteristic of a parent from the parent will pass to the offspring. So this you can take the example for that. Third one is the weakening of characteristics will pass on. Weak characteristics of parent to the offspring will pass on. So now let's move to the cross pollination. Cross pollination is the transfer of pollen from the anther of flowers of one plant to the stigma of a flower of another plant of the same species. Now let's understand this with a diagram. Suppose this is the flower. This is the flower. Plants are different. Suppose this is the plant. You can take the name one only. And this is the plant 2. Plants are different, but species are same. Species, it means suppose this is the lotus. So this will be also lotus. अगर यहाँ लोटस है तो यहाँ पे भी लोटस ही होना चाहिए. ठीक है, तभी क्रॉस पॉलिनेशन होगा. अदरवाइज क्रॉस पॉलिनेशन विल नॉट अकर. ठीक है, इतना समझ आ गया. अब यहाँ पे मेल पार्ट है. यहाँ पे फीमेल पार्ट है. स्पीशीज सेम है बट प्लांट्स डिफरेंट है. एक बात ध्यान में रखना हमेशा क्रॉस पॉलिनेशन के बीच में, स्पीशीज सेम होने चाहिए. बस प्लांट डिफरेंट है लेकिन स्पीशीज सेम होना चाहिए जब भी आपका क्रॉस पॉलिनेशन अकर होगा. अदरवाइज देयर विल बी नो अकरेंस ऑफ क्रॉस पॉलिनेशन. नाउ लेट्स मूव टू द एडवांटेजेस एंड डिसएडवांटेजेस ऑफ दिस. सो नाउ लेट्स सी सम एडवांटेजेस ऑफ क्रॉस पॉलिनेशन. एडवांटेजेस ऑफ क्रॉस पॉलिनेशन. क्रॉस पॉलिनेशन को क्या कहते हैं? क्या कहते हैं? एलोगेमी. ओके. एडवांटेजेस आर नंबर 1, द ऑफस्प्रिंग्स आर हेल्दियर. इसमें ऑफस्प्रिंग्स जो होते हैं वो हेल्दियर होते हैं, स्ट्रॉन्ग होते हैं न्यू वेराइटीज की वजह से. फिर द सीड्स आर प्रोड्यूस्ड आर एबंडेंट. सीड्स जो होते हैं वो ज्यादा क्वांटिटी में होते हैं. ओके, ज्यादा होते हैं, मोर होते हैं. थर्ड इज न्यू वेराइटीज विल बी प्रोड्यूस्ड बाय क्रॉस पॉलिनेशन. न्यू वेराइटीज फॉर्म होती हैं क्रॉस पॉलिनेशन की वजह से, और नेचर भी सपोर्ट करता है क्रॉस पॉलिनेशन को. समझ लो कि विंड चल रही या कोई इंसेक्ट आ गया पॉलिनेशन के लिए, सो दैट विल सपोर्ट, nature will support the cross pollination. Because of nature only the cross pollination will happen. Or about the pollinating agent. Okay, pollinating agent and pollinating. Okay, pollinating agent means insects. So nature supports and pollinating agents. So now let's see some disadvantages of this, that is cross pollination. So number one is wastage of pollen grain. The wastage is so much of the pollen grain because when the wind will blow, cross pollination will occur about the nature only, from the nature only. So when the wind will blow, the pollen will fall. So many pollen will fall. So that's why the wastage of pollen will be there. Need to be very large and showy. It need to be very large and showy. You can say it is very uneconomical. Okay. Disadvantages. This is the disadvantages. It means this is for uneconomical. You can say the flower need to be large and showy. It need to be large and attractive in nature so that the pollinating agent will attract towards that. Okay. So waste, you can see the energy will also waste of the flower. And third one is it's not certain. It's not certain. It means that the wind will blow. Wind needs to be blow. Okay. Or the pollinating agent. This in the cross pollination, the flower need the wind also, or you can say the wind or the pollinating agent to get pollination, to occur the pollination. So it is not certain. So now here I end the part 1 of this part, pollination and fertilization. In this part I have told you what is pollination, the two types of pollination. Self-pollination is 2 types, and what is self-pollination and cross-pollination, the disadvantages and advantages of both self-pollination and cross-pollination. So here I end the part 1, and in the next part I will be telling you the agents of cross pollination. You can say insect pollinated, wind pollinated, water pollinated, and some examples of cross pollination. And we will start the fertilization part, double fertilization, and we will start in the second part. So till then, stay happy and stay tuned. Thank you for watching.